tell us about the status of the knee and kind of how.
Yeah, I feel all right. Just kind of banged it up in the game. Just kind of resting it until hopefully get back on the field tomorrow. Plan on playing. So yeah, just resting it though.
Do you feel it's anything that might impact you on Saturday?
Nah, I don't believe so. I don't believe so. Got a good group of trainers here that I trust. Second opinion doctors, same thing. Nothing serious. So I was excited about that. So just getting some rest right now.
Is there a difference in maybe the way Justin Fields runs the ball versus Lamar running the ball?
Yeah, I mean, what an electric player. Extremely athletic. He's big, he's fast, he's strong. I always say when you play quarterbacks like these, like Josh, like Pat, Lamar, they're extremely dangerous because they can hurt you with their legs, they can hurt you with their arm. And I know you guys saw the run that he had last week against the Eagles. Good defense, and they came down to the wire. It's a good football team. Like I said, it runs through Justin and those backs. Those backs are extremely good. They break a lot of tackles, and so for us, it's just gonna come down to playing team defense. All 11 guys, hats to the ball. Being able to just be able to communicate, understand our jobs, and be able to, like I said, hats to the ball. It's a good offense, and we understand what we got to do to get done. To win the game, we're gonna have to play well to win.
Jordan, you've been one of a few players now who've been part of 5 playoff years. If you can reflect back to 2017 before you got here, we were in a 17-year playoff drought. What's it say about what's happened over the course of these 6 years?
Yeah, I mean, it's almost kind of surreal, right? Coming here in 2017, yeah, you heard about the drought and this, that, and the other, but really had nothing to do with us. But at the same time, we wanted to build something special. The guys that originally were here and just kept guys that we kept bringing here, we just continue to build that culture, build that camaraderie with the guys. It's a great coaching staff, always great guys coming in the locker room. I always say it's probably the best locker room in the league right now. So not just right now, over the last years that we've been here, and so it's pretty special to be able to get to the postseason once again, 5 out of 6 years. But we got a lot of work to be done. 3 games left. Trying to go 1-0 this week, and we still want to get that home field advantage.
In your wildest, I knew anything was possible, but in your wildest imagination, would you imagine this type of stable success could have been, that could have happened, back on
Right.
your side?
Right. I mean, I didn't know. I really didn't know what to expect when I signed here. I had never been to the playoffs prior to being here, and so, like I said, to be here, this is my 6th year here, and then going to the playoffs 5 years, it is extremely special. Like I said, it's just something that. Right now we're in the moment, so it's you can't really sit back and be like, dang, like this is awesome. One day when probably 35, no, not 35, 45, 55 years old, we're kicking back. That'll be a time where we kind of can reflect and like, damn, we really did that. But right now we're in the moment. We like to be where our feet are at. We got a huge game this weekend that we're really excited about. So and against a really good football team. So we got to be ready to play.
As a group, what did you learn from that New England win game last year? Now, going into a game like this where you could face potentially even higher wins.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be cold. It's going to be cold. It's going to be windy. I think just preparing your mind, preparing yourself, whether, talking to the equipment guys, stuff that, it's obviously we're going to be playing on grass, a different type of field that we've been playing on the last couple of weeks. And so, what kind the right type of cleats that we got to, put on, and, got a lot of trust for those guys in there to get us right, and like the right type of equipment. And at the end of the day, it's a mindset. You got to come ready to play. They got to play in it too. So, we're gonna have to play well to win.
This might be a bit of a weird question, but when you're playing in the cold on grass versus like what you have here, like how does that, obviously cleats are different, but how else does that impact at all, like what it's like to run on it? Or
Yeah, I mean, this might be my first time actually playing this kind of a cold game on grass. In Cleveland a couple years we had some cold games. Wasn't nothing like what it was last year against New England, and it's definitely not going to be anything like what Chicago is going to be like this weekend. So I'm not exactly sure if I can answer that question because it'll probably be my first time. I'm sure the ground's going to be super hard, just like it is when it's here, but that shouldn't affect too much.
Seems like they throw a bunch of screens. Have you seen that? The screens.
Yeah, I think us we definitely get screened a lot too, so it's always something that we expect going into each week. And so receiver screens, bubble screens, RPOs. That is definitely part of their offense. And again, it's ran through Justin, and so us being able to contain him, being able to get their backs down, and force them into situations that they don't want to be in, and then we got to take advantage of our opportunities.
You guys have spent a lot of time away from home during the holidays the last couple of seasons. Can you take us through that bonding process while you're away from home during the holidays? And do you have any behind-the-scenes stories of maybe anything that's happened these past couple of years?
I don't necessarily know if I got any stories, but I mean, this is our team, man. This is, we're grinding together every single day. We are away from our families quite a bit. We come to the facility, it's dark. We leave the facility, it's dark. By the time we get home, we're all tired. Being a dad and being a husband, you kind of learn how to process through it all. And so, I have a great support system at home that understands. It understands. This is the time of year where it's grind season. This is the hardest time of year. I always believe in just being able to put one foot in front of the other and continue to just, not look too far behind, not look too far ahead, and just be in the moment. And, I think a lot of guys on this team have the right support system at home to allow them to be as successful as they have been. And so shout out to my wife, shout out to my daughter. Appreciate you guys for letting me be the player who I am.
Jordan, what's your takeaway from the fact you're 63 this season in one-score games when you were 0-6 including playoffs a year ago? What's your takeaway?
Yeah, I think that was a big question last year, wasn't it? This team that can't find a way to win close games. This year has kind of been flipped. We've been able to figure out how to win close games, whether it's offensively, defensively, or special teams. Some, like last week, defense was struggling, offense picked us up. The week prior, you could say the opposite. Offense maybe struggled a little bit and defense picked it up. So, and then there's been games where our special teams has came in super clutch, and so it almost seems like it doesn't really matter, where we are at the end of the game. We're just finding ways to win the game, and that I think speaks of a really good football team. For one, you don't have to rely on one group or the other group to pick it up. And so we got a really good offense, we got a really good defense, we got a really good special teams, and you would like to go in every game and try to put it all together. It's the NFL. Sometimes it's not going to happen like that, and so one group's able to pick another group up, and I think that says a lot about the team that we've built here.
Tre'Davious has been rounding in form the past couple of weeks. To begin the year was kind of you around a bunch of, let's just say, neophytes at their position, kind of you leading a bunch of youngsters. Now you have somebody that's on your level back around. How much has that kind of helped you, having somebody else to lean on that, like I said, for a lack of a better term, is on your level?
Yeah, I think Tre'Davious puts, he takes a lot of pressure off of our entire defense, and I know, he probably wants some plays back, just, knowing Tre'Davious, he's such a competitor, and he's his craft is so important to him, and this game is important to him. And so you have a guy like Tre'Davious out there who's had the experience that he's had, who's played at a high level. It makes my job a lot easier to be able to communicate with him, knowing that he understands the defense, knowing where he's supposed to be. Sometimes I can just look at him and he knows what the call is, and it does take a lot of pressure off me and our entire defense. We got an all-pro corner out there, and like I said, we're excited to have him back in the lineup at full strength.
You talk about finding a way to win. What does that do for the team's confidence, just knowing a big play can kind of come from anywhere?
Yeah, that's the game, right? You play the game. Most of the games are coming down to one-score games, one-possession games. Whoever makes the last play of the game usually wins, and so that just says it says a lot about our team and the mindset that we have on our team. It just doesn't matter the situation. It doesn't matter the climate, the whatever. We're just finding ways to win football games, and at the end of the day, that W is what's important. And so you always want to continue to get better. Obviously, like I said last week, there were some things we struggled on defense that we want to continue to get better at. And so this is that time of year where you want to start peaking and playing your best ball, and we got a great opportunity this weekend to do so.
Talk about the climate real quick. Does it get any easier to prepare? Because I can't imagine it's fun with the wind chill and how cold it is.
Yeah, and I think I've said it before. I don't know many people that necessarily like playing in a negative 11-degree weather, but it's something that you got to do. You got to get your mindset ready for it, and I think that's the biggest factor is your mindset going into it. Just preparing your mind, even from yesterday to today to tomorrow, understanding this is the type of game that it's going to be, so that when you do step out on the football field, you're not necessarily surprised, and you're ready to go. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.